Yeah.
And welcome everyone to another episode of the workshop. This is number 246. I'm Victoria Blair. I'm your host. I'm located in Montreal right now. We have with us Keller Reeves. Where are you located right now?
Out of Chilliwack, British Columbia, right near Vancouver.
Oh, that's cool. What about you, Caleb?
I'm in central Canada in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
In Winnipeg, Manitoba. And Jeremy?
Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
That's cool. And Ari?
I'm in Dover, New Hampshire.
Nice.
What? Why did you say it like that?
I mean, it's just not exciting, right? Like, we've got a lot of Canadians, and that's exciting for me. Yeah. And then Vietnam, like, what the fuck? And then I'm in Dover.
Yeah,
international.
It's good to see that you're.
I'm from Texas, so
yeah, there you go.
It's not. I'm not.
You can
just
go to
here
Vietnam
because they don't expedite.
No one wants Americans right now. That's how it is. I don't blame them. I don't want me either.
Someone says hi person. I can't see your Facebook name, but I'm glad that you're there. So the way the workshop works is that first of all, this is a comedy safe space, which means you can say whatever that you want to say with the intent of being funny. We're trying to find that line. So it's okay if we cross it sometimes. There's no judgment. It's the opposite of a safe space. So as you watch it, just keep that in mind. And the way it works is that Scott or Kevin gave us a very random topic. We wrote 3 to 5 minutes of material on it, hopefully. We're going to present it to each other, give each other feedback, and then do the same thing with our own material. That being said, does anybody want to start the dance?
I can go first, I guess.
All right.
They say that the person who goes first has big dick energy, so here goes nothing. My topic was discrimination. Discrimination is the act of treating someone different based on race, origin, color, age, or sex. So basically all the things that you have no control over. Like an example, when I was young, I could think about my penis and it would just flex. But now he's got better things to do. No control. I don't know where that was going. A lot of this is dumb. One of my girls that I asked out in high school discriminated against me based on the size of my shoe. She said no, by the way. Can you imagine we are all the same? It would be boring. Yes, yet this is true. We are all the same humans. And so Jesus, the King of all kings, yeah, that's dumb. The King of all kings, because he is the only king, decided to add some color, some light, some warmth, some cold, making us all a little bit different. Now, you may be saying to yourself, hey, Jeremy, did you just discriminate against religions or against all religions except for Christianity? And I'm going to respond, no, because you can change your religion. Actually, they're all stupid, so I'm not really proud of that joke either. Or you can grow out of the fairy tale in the sky bullshit that has led to the most worldly discriminations. You can change your mind. You can learn and grow. Borders are a form of discrimination because once they're there, the non-existent line has us divided, and that's what discrimination does. It puts us into groups, dividing people. So for some reason, we believe that there's a number one and there's a number two. So making someone or something better. You guys aren't laughing, and that's discriminating towards my continuing this. So this is most likely started by the Democrat. Why did we get political? Democratic government as a problem that they can fix, yet they've never actually solved any problems, and they've just created more. If we could put Wait. If we could put down the minute differences, put these aside, we could all live free. But then someone would get the idea that they're better, and then it would continue the same thing that we're in right now. I see this happening with my friends. They don't let me talk about certain topics like discrimination because of fear of making the whole group look dumb. But there's always a need to keep me, the dumb guy, around to make the rest of the group look good. So it's kind of difficult. I don't even know why I have friends. What? I didn't even write any jokes. All right, that's what. Yeah, no, I'm done. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. It goes by many names: intolerance, prejudice, bias, bigotry, inequality, unfairness, favoritism, and last but not least, American. Okay, that's all I got. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's dumb. Good thing I got that out of the way because I was sweating.
Well, that was a lot of good
feedback, just-
premises, I think.
No feedback. Just keep moving. Just
No,
keep the show
feedback
rolling.
time. This is feedback time. I really like when you said the penis joke because you can't help if it flexes. I just thought you could
Have
finish
you seen
it
me
with-
trying to flex it?
What? Even.
No pants out.
So I was just gonna say you should end it with like, oh, this is discrimination against my penis or something, and then you could go into a whole rant about like, you know, fighting for your penis's rights to get a job, you know, same as everyone
Smoke
else.
while he's eating dinner.
Yeah, he does have to get evicted for this and whatnot. And then it was also funny when you mentioned that no one was laughing and we were being discriminatory. But what about you, Keller? What did you think?
I like how Jeremy said that's dumb 5 times. I counted, by the way. And only one time did he break it all up with saying, "Oh, that's stupid." So you had that was dumb and one that was stupid. So just
I'm not very discriminating with my vocabulary, okay? I like to use the same words.
Sorry, I was laughing at that the whole time, and you kept saying dumb. I was like, "Oh, I gotta keep tally for this." And then just on that word. So
I got the topic like 5 days ago, and then I put it off for 4 days, and I wrote it all yesterday in a 2-hour time period, and I was like, I got stuff to do today. I'm important. And I went to open mic and I did some other stuff instead of probably trying to do this on stage to see how it went. And I should have did that and I would have came and probably canceled this morning. But thanks, guys. I just need friends.
You usually try out your stuff on stage before coming here?
Sometimes if I can, if I have that option, or if I think it's good enough. Like I did the 7 deadly sins, which was my topic last time. And then I thought of a better 7 deadly sins. I'll do it for you guys today.
Oh, that's good. All right. What about you, Caleb? What did you think?
I don't have a lot of feedback. I did like
exactly.
I did like the last part of that another name for discrimination was American. I think that's what you said. But yeah, I don't know. It was okay.
I think that's a hard topic. I'm just gonna go with that.
It is a hard topic. What about you, Ari? What did you think?
I'm gonna just correct you real quick and just say my name's pronounced Ari.
Ari.
That's what I was gonna say because I know a girl named Ari, but I didn't know if it was a girl's name is Ari and a guy's name is Ari. But
I mean,
Ari
after
was
a few
on.
drinks, you might find me pretty cute. You don't know.
I do like shoulder length brown hair. It reminds me of my mom.
So, so the thing is, you might be a little bit mortified about your set, but like for me, I think there's something to be said when you're performing when you don't necessarily get tripped up when you stumble and you just kind of allow for the moment to like be funny in and of itself. And I think that you do a really good job of doing that. I also think that, and this is funny because you said you were from Texas originally earlier, right? Yeah. So I almost thought that like the voice of your set kind of felt like Dale Gribble from King of the Hill. And
boom. Wait,
Dale
Dale
is
is the guy who just like spits and sputters, right?
No. Dale is the kind of crackpot.
The guy that smokes, like,
yeah, smokes a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah, but he speaks really fast. He's like,
no, that's
like,
Boom.
You fix that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
he lives in the
I do smoke
garage,
a lot, so.
and his wife has like a native like boyfriend that he doesn't know
Okay.
about.
Great future. Great future to look forward to.
Yeah, that was a long way to say that you're the cuck of King of the Hill. But no, I'm not trying to be demeaning. I actually
was discrimination. We're limiting feedback only to the topic here, not to my personal life.
But no, for real, like I like the persona that you kind of like bring to the table, and I like owning up to mistakes and not necessarily like feeling awkward about them and trying to move past them, but instead just embracing them and being like, fuck it, like let's go.
Yeah,
and that's
my set would be full of awkward pauses. Yeah, I got you. I understand that. I like that.
If you do that on stage, you're gonna get laughs, and they're honest laughs. You know what I mean? So there's nothing like wrong with that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I understand that. Like your cadence, it's very like slow or dry, and yeah, I own up to all kinds of stupid things. But yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna move on to someone else. Who wants to go next?
I'll go if you like.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. My topic was civilizations, and it's kind of funny because I live about an hour and a half out of Vancouver, so I've always actually tried to get away from civilization. Like I wanted, like in the rural areas, not the urban spots. You know, and the thing about like there's some unwritten rules with like city. Like civilization sort of thing, like rules that you don't really understand, but they're there and everybody understands them. But okay, for example, if you're walking down the street and you're not carrying a yoga mat, you're just a fat piece of shit to everybody. That's what I fucking. That's what I do. It's an unwritten rule of the city, right? So, and like city kids always make the rural kids like me feel guilty for owning a house. I don't know why that makes you laugh, but I wrote it down. They also they scoff at you when you pee outside. That's the thing that they always scoff at you. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a real hard time peeing when being scoffed at. That's the thing, you know. Sorry, that makes me laugh myself. It's dumb. Okay, so in civilization, when you got a lot of people, you just can't dig a random pit trap for people. It's just one of those things that always bothered me. Just in the rural, I can just build a pit. I can just dig a hole in my yard, pit trap. See you later, mailman. No big deal. But you can't do that. Okay. Here's here's an uncivilized conversation, one-sided conversation I heard the other day. This is okay. So this is a true story. Uncivilized one, okay. You a punk. You a punk bitch. You a punk bitch motherfucker. And all I could think was, man, that escalated fast. He went from punk to punk bitch motherfucker in like syllables. It was like quick. I just, yeah. That's why do you stop just three? Like, is there like levels where, you know, like just, I think being called a punk is bad enough, but like, punk bitch, that's another level. And punch bitch, like, why don't you just keep going like punk bitch, motherfucker, tiny headed, stupid. Anyways, yeah. So I like to insult people using every single Twitter syllable I could use or letter. That's what it's dumb. Yeah. See, there's one for me. Dumb. There we go. Okay.
Mark it.
This is I did wrote it down. Okay. Well, the good thing about civilization is that if it wasn't for like civilized things like like autocorrect, I'd still be spelling like civilization with an F. That's a good thing. So thank you, autocorrect. It was dumb too. There's 2 for me. Let's see if I can beat the record. Okay. Yeah. Every time I get an autocorrect there, I always feel bad about it. It's always like, you can do better, Keller. That's every time I spell something horrible that I can't figure it out. So civilization makes me feel like a bit of a sitcom sort of life. That's what I think about, like just sitcom families, and I can get it. I understand it because I would like sometimes for a wacky neighbor to come rattling through my back door and interrupt the conversation my wife and I. You know, those ones where you're arguing, it's like getting kind of like, it's like something like argue over something like, gays in the military sort of thing. And then Greg would pop by and you're like, see, honey, Greg gets it. He understands. He's in the military. Well, I don't care what his sexual preference is. As long as I can live my coddle life in suburbia, I don't need to, I don't care what he wants. If he wants to fuck a dead person, fuck a dead person. I don't care. Greg, I give you permission to fuck a dead person. You're saving our country. No big deal. Okay, that was. There we go. Let me see. The last thing I have here is civilization has its good points too. You don't know how important a serving spoon is until you forget one in the bush. That's that's all I had. So there you go. I'm done.
Thank you. That was good. The peeing thing, that was funny. I thought you could maybe embody that and just be like, "Excuse me, I'm peeing." Like, why are you so? The city folks are so rude.
Add that in there, and I forgot about it.
And then the punk bitch thing, I thought you could just end it because you go on a whole rant. I thought you could end it did he say that? Did it escalate quickly? Because I started crying the first time he called me a punk. Maybe that's why. What were you doing that he just went on this?
Yeah. I don't know if I just thought it was funny when I wrote it down. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't much thought into it past a day and a half. So, yeah.
But yeah, that was really good. Caleb, do you have anything?
I also like the scoffed while peeing. I grew up in the country, and it was very liberating to just be able to pee anywhere. So I thought you could just build on that a little bit. I was just thinking it was kind of fun. You're sitting at a campfire with your buddies, and you just turn around and just pee to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
You have to leave. I don't know. I think it's just a funny thought that I think city people might enjoy. But I think the civilization. It's helped me spell civilization. I don't know why. The spell check. It was funny.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
The day actually. Yeah, I didn't know if that would really work, but it was my favorite. Yeah. Thanks.
What about you, Jeremy? What did you think?
In the beginning, you said you live an hour and a half from civilization. Duh. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. And then I just wrote, "This is ducking dumb." I'm sorry, I wasn't focused.
Okay. Wasn't either.
All right.
This guy gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what about you, Ari? What did you think?
So I also loved the scoff joke. So you definitely got support for that one. I think it's just very funny. New Hampshire is a pretty suburban type place for the most part too. So definitely big outdoor pee advocate here. If solidify that for all our single viewer. But yeah, I think it was really interesting. Just getting I guess like different kinds of perspective. The punk ass, what was it? Punk ass bitch motherfucker.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think observations like that are fun. I think in terms of direction, you could have also thought about maybe like older civilization, life in different times, stuff like that, or sort of like flip side of contrast between stuff today and maybe stuff from you know older civilizations and stuff like that. But aside from that, I thought solid, pretty good.
Yeah, it's funny. I hate these broad topics. Like if I get a broad topic like this, I much prefer the narrow topics. I like taking the narrow ones and trying to make them broad. And I have a hard time trying to narrow down these big broad ones and just figure out like what I want to talk about each thing. I did think about civilizations, and you can go on with this stuff. And I decided to narrow in on thing kind of. But yeah.
Oh, I got one more thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm done. I just said there's nothing wrong with focusing. It's just if the other throwing out other options, just in the sense of if people sometimes at least these sessions for me help me like maybe consider like different pathways towards like a single topic and stuff like that. So
going back to the P areas, like this is a third world country that I live in. And people pee everywhere. There's old lady, I seen her peeing on the street, and so you could either pee two ways as a lady. You could face the traffic and let everybody see your face, or you could look away from the traffic and let everybody see your ass. And this lady just put her ass in the street, and I mean, nobody can identify me by my ass. I guess that's all right, you know. But they can see my face. They're like, oh, that's Jeremy. So as uncivilized as a third world country is, there is some civilization because everybody tends to pee in the same area. So like you'll be walking down the street talking to your friend, and then you'll just inhale this ammonia. I can't talk right now because it's gonna like make you sick. And then you get like 5 feet away from there, you can still smell it. And some ladies set up like this restaurant, little selling soup with some plastic tables and chairs on the side. Like you could have picked anywhere in the street, but you chose 5 feet away from the piss area. Like I can still taste it. Like you just keep walking. Don't talk to me right now. Just keep going. Move. And it's horrible. But it's always in the same area. Like, I mean, there's one on every block, but everybody pees in that same area.
Don't discriminate.
Some restaurants along the canal, they're like, hey, you got a bathroom? They're like, just cross the street and pee in the canal. Like, there's fucking people playing in the park over there. There's kids, there's playground equipment. So that would get us some kind of charge in the United States.
Yeah.
But
Jeremy,
okay.
I've known you for 23 and a half minutes, and I think it's safe to say that I love you.
Oh.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I have that I'm able to do that with people. I got a few girlfriends. Oh shit, this is going live on Facebook.
You hit the last message there? I just want to,
You guys can easily pee outside, girls. Thank God for the shiwi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this next one.
Shiwi.
The last one on that.
Yeah, it's like a penis you pee into, right? For a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a cup.
Yeah.
Now that would be a weird moment. Please piss into my penis.
I mean, as if it was your own,
That would be a moment. That would be something.
Are you finding out stuff about yourself right now?
Yeah, my mind is running wild.
I think
It's like a funnel. Why? So if it's like a funnel, why doesn't a lady just use a funnel? I mean, why would I spend money on your thing
Just because it looks weird if you just pee in a funnel. Like if you're at a rave and you just take out your funnel and you pee in it.
Also, just think about getting a funnel like perfectly like suctioned up against your vag. You know what I mean? Like it's circular. You need like one of these.
This is the main reason why I don't do beer bombs, just in case it's been used for a shiwi.
And this is also the reason that we normally don't have any viewers on these shows.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. Caleb, do you have any feedback? I don't even remember who was doing the thing.
The topic wasn't even pee, but like somebody said, I pee in a strainer. I remember one time my ex-girlfriend peed in the sink, and she was dirty enough to let me pee between her legs while she was peeing in the sink.
Oh yeah.
I miss Amber. Cool. If you're watching, Amber, just message me. She's a nurse now, so I fucking lost that good fucking whatever.
Okay, but like regardless, did everyone give their feedback?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're all set.
We're gonna move on to the next person. I don't want to lose track of this. Okay, who wants to go next?
Too late.
I can go next.
All right, perfect.
Don't mind. I have a plant in the audience. Right? I'm just trying to fill my 3 minutes. My topic is Superman. The world could really use a Superman right now. Save us from COVID-19. Or is COVID-19 saving us from another Superman movie? It's pretty bad. That's what I'm saying. It would be great to live with Superman, you know? You'd be like, hey, man, I was wondering if you clean up the gutters. They're pretty high, and the ladder's buried in the garage. You'd be like, oh, fuck, fine. You know? You'd be like, oh, Superman, you think you could run to the store? It's going to take me like 5 minutes. You could be there and back in like 2 minutes. You'd be like, well, this is why I kept my job, you know? I don't tell people these things. Kind of funny the way everyone's wearing masks now. It's like everybody looks like some kind of superhero. Makes me wonder if there's like a kid waking up in a coma somewheres. He's like, oh my God, ninjas and superheroes everywhere. And then he talks to somebody and he'd be so disappointed. Like, goddamn fucking government and fucking what? Why? Anyway. Superman is the Man of Steel, and there's the Iron Man, there's the Silver Surfer, and the Tin Man. They should get together and form a metal band. They could do all sorts of covers, like Superman's Dead and Kryptonite, although I bet Superman hates those ones. The Iron Man being like, come on, we got to do a Black Sabbath cover because I'm feeling really paranoid right now. I don't know. Get Superman with his laser light show eyes, just get fucking Iron Man on pyrotechnics shooting his rockets and shit. Silver Surfer, he would just be surfing on the crowd, right? And Tin Man, he's just like emo, crying about shit. He's trying to sing his songs, and they'd be like, I don't know, Tin Man, I don't think you have the heart in this anymore. Well, that's all I had for Superman.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah.
Scott said Superman would be the worst roommate to have X-ray vision. Hey, bud, I noticed you've been washing the dishes using kryptonite soap.
Stop watching me in the shower, Superman.
Superman's creepy. I thought the when you said COVID is saving us from another Superman movie, I thought you can use that like to build like other jokes, like what is COVID saving us from, like what other stuff, because it's a really funny premise.
Yeah.
To see it like in a positive way.
All the other bad movies or other things, I guess.
Yeah, and for the metal band, I thought you could give it a name. I got the Metal Men, and I got the Alloy Boys. so far.
Yeah, I put it on Facebook and I was like, what could they be called? And I just got like bad ads where it's like we said the Moltenaniacs or something. I was like, what?
That's
What?
yeah. But yeah, that was a great job. What about you, Keller? What did you think?
Yeah, I like the Superman stuff you're going with. It was pretty funny. I like the one part he's like, "Can you go to the store for me?" 'Cause that's what I'd use them for. I'd use them for like my own thing. Come on, it'll take you a couple minutes. It'll take me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll be back in 2 minutes. That's funny. That just makes me laugh pretty good. I like those jokes when you get like a full picture in your head of what's going on. That was a good one. Also, stuff was pretty good too because I'm partial with him. And I like the emo joke at the end. It was pretty good. So good. Well done. It was good.
All right. What about you, Jeremy? What did you think?
Was there a Superwoman? No, right? There is a Superwoman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a TV
Supergirl.
show. Yeah,
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Well, at some point she gets her period.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything again. Superman is a weird topic. I think
I thought it was gonna have so much more, and then I was struggling to come up with stuff. So I don't know.
like what flashes to my mind is the picture I see on the internet of like Superman smoking a bong, but he's lighting it with his laser eyes, and like
I saw that.
I think that's like a really good advertisement for a bong company, like because Superman can burn through walls, but that glass.
Strong glass.
I'm a crackhead. Don't listen to me.
Well, don't you think his eyes would be like a dimmer switch? He can just choose how much he's going to give.
No, he's got the clapper, so you got to clap on, clap off.
If he could do that, maybe he could laser my armpits. That'd be amazing.
Oh.
No? I don't.
Just right, you have no armpits at all. Just here's Victoria, the armpitless girl.
I mean, if he could
Or you just mean the hair?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not blast off my armpits completely. Like, I still need them to make
like
farts or whatever.
Superman, he's like he's in the house like all of us because he can't leave. He's got COVID fears as well, and he's like started up this business at his house to where he's cutting vagina hairs and armpit hairs and things. So yeah, I could see that. So like a trimming business or trim the bush.
I'm sure he doesn't want to see everything.
Still got work.
But all right, what about you, Ari? What did you think?
Geez, wow. I lost my head for a second there. I also read that Jeremy, the private chat, wrote, "COVID is stopping us from pee funnels." I was like, Jesus Christ. So you did. I guess everyone so far has done it. The sort of like mid-set kind of like commentary, like whoa, like you tell a joke and then you're just like, oh shit.
I wrote that shit. What the fuck was that?
I love that stuff. I love leaning into like a kind of corny joke, and I think in the realm of kind of like what I was talking about before, you know, directions to take Superman. Like, I think about how I just don't know anyone who's very passionate about Superman. Like, I think everyone feels like Superman is kind of lame for beginners. To like just contextualizing Superman in the sense of like everyday normal life. Like, Superman probably has like very vanilla sex because like people want him to be rough, but he's just like, I can't do that. Like, there's no way that's happening. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I think the metal men joke was pretty funny. You know, just staying in tune with, I guess, like nerd culture, the space. yeah, I feel like that's all I got.
All right, thank you. We're gonna move on to the next person, which is either Ari or me. What's
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like you hosts usually go last, right? So I can go. Okay, so now good.
Yeah.
Uh, so I
It's
have
timed.
I have taxi drivers, and like you all know the movie, like
Yeah.
The Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
Like
classic.
we can like objectify Robert De Niro like a little bit, right? Like he's looking like a snack in that movie. Yeah, so like I'm not actually that familiar with the movie. I don't really remember like what happens. I just know like De Niro's looking cute, and then he shoots a politician or something. Like a real feel good movie, I like how taxis are kind of retro now. A taxi is kind of like the VHS of getting somewhere. Like you can find them if you want to, but like there's very specific people that are riding on them. You know what I mean? That joke does not punchline. That's just written out. I like how white people kind of gentrified the taxi industry. Like, I feel like ride sharing was invented by like your white friend Kyle from college who hit a bong and was like, dude, do you know what? Taxi driving is kind of a sick job, man. And now there's Kyles from every neighborhood that are willing to drive you around and get you to listen to their EDM playlist. I actually I actually don't really do taxis or like ride sharing or anything like that. I live in the suburbs, so I own my own car. It's a Prius V, and if you don't know, the V stands for virginity because it is not a car that is going to get you laid. I actually think that ride sharing is kind of stupid. Taxis are fine because some of my people are definitely taxi drivers. But ride sharing specifically is just for people who don't want to ask their friends for rides. My friend once did ask me if I would give him a ride somewhere for a few bucks, and I'll never forget. He said, "Wouldn't you rather pay your friend for something that you could pay a stranger?" And that made a lot of sense to me. So I've been offering all of my friends money for sex, and it hasn't really been working out. But yeah, I think I'm done. I think that's it, honestly. I don't know where my time was really at.
That was good. I really like the when you said the movie where he shoots a politician, a real feel good movie. I really like that. That was clever. I love Kyle. Kyle was a good character, and I really like Kyle. Is he single? Also, your Prius virginity was really funny, and I've never seen the movie Taxi Driver. I thought it was a French movie you were referring to.
You talking to me?
And I thought maybe you could expand on the like, what if you were a taxi driver?
Yeah, that's
could be
yeah.
funny. You could like explore your character throughout or your persona or yourself. I don't know how you.
I'm very naughty, and I write my sets in a stupidly short amount of time. And I got caught in the snow on the way back home from picking up a Fred. So I was like, "Fuck!"
That's okay.
Whoops. But yeah, that's.
That's fine.
Thank you for the.
What did you think, Keller?
Yeah, I agreed with almost everything you said there. It's all pretty. The cows are pretty. I like that joke. Now there's cows around everywhere. It's like driving you around. And it's pretty funny. I also like how you called them.
You can just get on your app and call a Kyle to come pick you up.
Exactly.
Is it Kyle?
Keller, what was your?
Yeah, right.
I feel like you got cut off towards the end.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, no. I like how you
Yeah,
called
my
Rob De Niro back right away. I thought that just took full attention to what they ever just like. If you didn't have attention and you said that, everybody just kind of turned around and you had full attention. So it's a pretty good opening line, anyways. Yeah, I mean the ride sharing stuff, how you related it, even all the way through. You're going through, and then the end with the sex. It was pretty funny. It was all pretty good. So I enjoyed it all.
Thank you.
What about you, Caleb?
Yeah, I felt like everything you said, Victoria. I was like, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I like the 3 jokes there with the politician thing was probably my favorite. It's like kills the politician. That's a feel good movie, you know. And yeah, again the Kyle's everywhere, and I think that maybe the whole ride sharing thing and kind of stealing from the taxi business could maybe I feel like there's room there for.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's just like it's just I don't know. It's just a big thing, especially where I am, because they've been fighting like ride sharing for so long here. We still don't have Uber.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's kind of weird. I think we might have just started, but yeah, our taxi cab business is still doing okay here. But anyways, regardless, it was good. I thought it was funny. I don't have much to add.
Cool. Thank you.
What about you, Jeremy?
Whenever I was younger, I kind of ran a taxi service for my friends. I would like charge them 10 cents per mile to go someplace. It's like, oh, it's 20 miles to the mall, so it's $2 to get there, you know. And then I would make each one of them in my car pay me $2, and then I would sell them weed as well, and they would smoke the weed with me. So, but my car was a Ford Tempo, and we called it the Temporary Lexus. And then I thought about sex taxi, because that's like a thing in Britain or something. You can find pornos where like they pick up this girl on the side of the road and then like have sex with her in the back of the taxi. And then whenever I was young, we had like a car sharing, like a lot where you'd park your car and you could just ride to work with somebody else. But then that made me think about the roadside truck stops where you get hand jobs from gay guys. And like, so you're going to get in a car with a stranger and he's going to drive the car while he's giving you a hand job. I don't know how this car sharing works, but yeah, taxis.
You're definitely right about fake taxi. I should have really gone into that territory.
Oh, that's the name, is fake taxi. Like, oh, let me get in a taxi that says fake taxi. Like, that's fucking genius.
I think there's
Oh yeah, is that what it's called? I don't know.
I've been stuck on incest porn, so there's no way I'm going back to taxis.
Yeah, it's a family business, so the family taxi cab. Yeah. On a side note, I don't know if you all have watched Nathan For You, but there's a great Uber versus taxi episode in that, and it's
What's
really
Nathan
brilliant.
For You?
Oh God, Nathan is Canadian too, so y'all are missing out. It's a great show. It's about someone who kind of tricks people into thinking that he's like a business expert, and then he goes in and he essentially sells them on the wildest idea to make their business more successful. And most of the time they're just like ridiculous enough for them to be like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then you have like an episode of him stringing people along for like really absurd ideas. So I'll spoil it a little bit. In the Uber versus taxi one, he gets the taxi drivers to sign up for Uber and then give really bad rides where they play like the music too loudly and just keep repeating like Mambo number 5 and like art in the car, and they just try to get people to have bad Uber experiences, so they go and ride taxis instead. It's absurd. It's fantastic. It's great television.
Funny.
Watch it.
What's it called?
Nathan For You.
Yeah, but no.
Nathan.
Okay.
All right.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be my turn to do my thing, and I beat all of you because I wrote my stuff in like half an hour, like half an hour before now. It's gonna be really, really bad. So my topic was fireplaces. Fireplaces are not what they used to be, right? Now it's all gaslit or electrical fake fires because it's safer and more environmental somehow. Like, are fireplaces really what's ruining the environment? Us burning wood is the problem, and the solution is burning gas, right?
Yeah.
How is a gas fire safer than a wood fire? That doesn't make any sense to me. Here I go on a tangent about Santa because Santa comes through fireplaces, right? And I feel like the way that we teach kids to believe in Santa today is too close to God. It should bother Christians. I don't understand why it doesn't bother Christians. Santa, an entity that sees everything you do all year and judges you and rewards you and punishes you. He can also come into your home through the chimney. Like, that's pretty close to God, right? What does Santa use nowadays anyways? We don't have chimneys anymore. Does he come through the laundry chute? How does he get into the condo building? He doesn't have the password. I wrote down here, I'm not even sure if that came from my own brain, but I wrote down fireplaces never burn down, so why don't they just make houses? The same material. I love staring into the fire, and some people find that creepy. I think personally it's weird that people don't stare into the fire more often. It's a fire. Why else would you have a fire? We have other ways of making ourselves warm. You have a fire for the spectacle, right? It's like if you go see the chef at Benihana and then everyone thought you were staring creepily at him. Like, if he didn't want you to stare, he would cook somewhere else. And he would cook. He would cut up his stuff like a normal person, you know, not like he's auditioning to like a Burning Man troupe or something. Actually, maybe it would be creepy if I stared at him the way I stare at a fire because it's kind of dead-eyed. I don't know. The fireplace is the place where the fire goes. I want a fireplace, but not just any fireplace. I want a fire home. And home is where the dog is. I don't have a pet-friendly home.
What?
You don't have a home.
Oh, man. I don't know. I went winter camping with my boyfriend a few months ago, and we were not prepared. I didn't bring a coat because I thought my hoodie would be enough. Because when I go to a convenience store, my hoodie is enough. So of course I didn't bring a coat camping, and he forgot to bring wood. So, and that's not an innuendo or anything. My boyfriend has wood. He's got wood for days. All right. Anyways, I was so cold the entire time that when we finally managed to make a fire out of the wine crate that we brought, I almost lost an eyebrow trying to warm myself. I was so cold, I wanted to be one with the fire. Also, there was a bunch of geese there that were mad at us for ruining their migration with our drinking and our Cardi B songs. I know they say we're in their home and not the opposite, but I feel like I paid to be here and they're not even from here. They're migrating. So where are geese even from? They fly all over. Do they have a territory? Do I need to worry about homeless geese now? That's all I have on fireplaces.
Homeless geese, fireplaces. Thank you. Whenever you said this is where I would go on a tangent about Santa Claus, or at the beginning,
Yeah.
I thought you, or maybe you said Jesus, but I thought you were just gonna stop. Like, this is where I should have went on a tangent about Jesus, but I didn't write anything about Jesus. So back to fireplaces. Never mind.
Oh, I see. No, it's because I wrote a bunch of single sentences. Like I just wrote Santa and the Grinch climb up and down fireplaces. I was always scared of Santa as a kid because of Stranger Danger. Like their premises with nothing after them. So I didn't have a segue, so I just said that instead of sharing my childhood trauma.
I don't know if I stole this. I'm sure it is, but it's just one of those common phrases. Like if you give a man a match, he'll be warm for a day. But if you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
That's very beautiful. Thank you. Keller, what did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. You started off slow, but then you explained it with the premise stuff, right? But you got pretty good. For half an hour, I thought that was pretty funny to have this up.
Thank you.
Yeah, the fireplace stuff, most people can relate just staring into it. It's great. You know, you kind of got everybody going. That's good. The migrant geese, I think you should really look into that more. I just like the thought of migrant geese and you try to keep them out of your country or, or they're trying to keep you out or some way. I thought it was pretty funny, that whole thing where I got my mind kind of trained.
Like the thought of building a net to stop them from coming into your country.
This is the Canadian wall. It's all about the big net.
Just need them for our jackets. That's what we need them for. Goose feathers. Sorry, I had to explain that. Yeah, anyway. Good job.
Us poor folk, we don't know what goose down is. We just got to get that regular fucking chicken feather.
What about you, Caleb? What did you think?
It was pretty funny. I liked it almost like the whole way through. I mean, not that there was anything I didn't like. I liked it the whole way through.
Shit.
Did I say something offensive?
No, but
Good save there, Caleb. Good save.
The part about like why don't Christians have a problem with Santa Claus? My parents did have a problem with Santa Claus. They were super fundy, and they told me that he didn't exist right from the beginning, and they were upset because Santa was stealing from Jesus's day, and the whole thing of it's so similar. Like he knows when you're doing bad things, he knows when you're doing good things, and he's gonna give you good stuff if you do the good things. And one is heaven, one is presence. And
that's what I didn't understand as a kid either.
And you have to disbelieve, and sometimes I've wondered, and I don't know if you could add to this or what, but it's just a thought, is maybe atheists like made up Santa Claus just to give kids like a kind of a thing where they, once they find out he doesn't exist, they're like, see, you can get fooled very easily by bullshit, so watch for that. And another little quip.
I always thought I would agree with that. I always thought that was weird how we're supposed to learn at 12 years old or whatever there's no Santa Claus, but then adults are like, we're going to the Invisible Man's house and we're gonna pray for you. I'm like, okay, you're a fucking idiot. These are like 12 years old again.
Yeah, my parents would be like, yeah, that's all just lies that they tell you. Now let's go to church and learn where the truth is. Like, okay, guys.
What did you do on Christmas? You did a birthday for Jesus?
Well, that's
No,
what Christmas
well,
is.
it was his day, you know. It was we read the
Whatever
Bible.
Jesus wants to do. It's his day.
We just listened and walked in circles until we fell over, and that's where we went. That's
Yeah,
how.
you just hold the crucifix up and like just use it as like a dowsing rod for activities.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can you get Jesus on the Ouija board? I don't know.
Takes that song Jesus Take the Wheel to a whole new level. Like I don't know how we ended up here, but Jesus was drunk as fuck last night.
Jesus' birthday was lit.
Yeah, when I was a little
That'd be
kid,
funny just to think about the things that he would ask for his birthday. It's like he's 39 years old. He's like, oh, I want a gram of MDMA for my birthday. That's what I would ask for. My birthday's coming up in a couple of months, guys.
Okay.
I
Well,
would be
there's no one
39,
watching
so-
this, Jeremy. So
What happened to Scott and
he
Facebook
left.
name?
I did my thing, and he was like, "Okay," he left.
So basically, you're saying you scared him away.
Yeah. What were you saying, Caleb?
I was just gonna say, I remember when I was just like really, really young. I went to school and I was telling all the other kids there was no Santa Claus, and I felt so awesome because they were all like crying and shit, and I was like, I am the truth bearer. I am exposing the lies.
The truth hurts.
My parents got all sorts of phone calls, and they're like, "You can't do that." And I was like, "What they need to know?"
You became like a super villain. That's really cool. You should explore that in your stand-up. I feel like it's got potential.
I gotta say,
I think
You already do.
it's
sorry, I gotta say, I grew up the exact opposite. We were atheists and we didn't believe in God. We totally believed in Santa. So just
This is weird.
related them in my head ever before this. Now, like when you're talking, I never put God and Santa in the same realm. So that's all new to me too. So it's just funny that way. Yeah.
It's funny if we went to school together and I'm like, Santa's not real, and you're like, God's not real, and we both just had like an epiphany, like, oh my God. It's all making sense now. Everyone's a liar.
I remember there was one older kid that found out after the younger kids. So the younger kids were all outside and we're like,
That
yeah,
was me.
Santa's not real. And then the older kids, what? He's like 2 years older than us, and he's like, what? Santa Claus is not real?
He's like 8 years old.
Yeah, I was 10. He was he was 10. I was 8 or something like that, 10 or 12. But yeah, he didn't know.
You three have had this. Us three, Jeremy, Victoria, and myself have talked about that at least once before. I know that. I remember
Really?
that. Yeah, we have.
Oh.
Story about it too. I'm not going to repeat it, but yeah, it's funny.
All right, then Ari, did you talk about Santa? Do you have feedback for me?
Did I talk about Santa?
Fireplace.
So I had like a little bit of a retool on I guess the whole thing about Santa being like sacrilegious, which is like you can be like, I'm in favor of the war on Christmas. And then just like tightening up the language, like Santa is a false idol. Like people, he gets statues and pictures put up all around the house. I also had a small like punch up for your staring at fire joke, which is you could be like, my friends find it weird when I stare at fire. It's like they've never burnt down a house before.
Good joke.
I thought the fireplace house was really good.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought your fire home joke was. I kind of just said the same thing twice, but I guess both of the jokes had a similar kind of. They led into one another. But you like went in a weird direction at one point. I was like, what home is where the dog is?
Yeah.
I have no dog.
Have you never seen like people? They have these little like you
yeah.
you buy at the dollar store or whatever, and you stick all around your home. It's like wipe
Yeah.
the seat or whatever, and the home is where
Yeah.
the dog is, and live, love, laugh.
I bought a small pillow for my car for some reason because I thought, this would be a comfortable thing to have in here. And it says, never trust a person who doesn't love cats. So, yeah, I figured similar to that, right?
Yeah.
And then this might have been an ad lib when you caught yourself talking about your boyfriend's wood. What was it?
I said he forgot to bring the wood, and then I said
the wood for days part.
Yeah. I said he did not. It's not an innuendo. He's got wood for days. Like he brought the wood.
Yeah. So that was an ad lib, but even with that feels like a pretty natural one that you could throw in, and then you could just be like, and I cut it down. Just,
3 days in the wilderness, and I finally was able to cut it down.
Yeah, I liked your set though. It was fun.
All right, thank you. All right, now we're gonna move on to the part where we do our own material. I suggest we keep the same lineup, which means that Jeremy starts.
Okay. So the 7 deadly sins of dogs: lust after another butthole, because they'll continue for every butthole. Sleeping all day is sloth, of course. We have envy thy owner's food. Pride. This is the dog that barks the loudest. Also, there's a lot of marking territory when you're a dog, so that's pride. Wrath would be the bark is more vicious than the bite. And the best 2 7 deadly sins of dogs: greed, from eating your dog food and then eating the cat's vomit. And then gluttony, throwing up the cat's vomit because it is in fact vomit, and then re-eating the cat's vomit. So those are the 7 deadly sins of dogs. And then, like, I don't know if I'm thunderstruck or if I'm on a highway to hell, but the doctor has diagnosed me with ACDC. It's that disease where I got to turn the lights on or off like seven times. It's got to be an odd number, otherwise I would be telling you guys this set with the lights off. So it's got to be 7, 7, 7, 7. 7 minutes in heaven. Yeah. So that was my mom said you can make the world a better place by giving everybody in the world a hand job, but women don't have hand jobs. Women don't have hand. You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Women don't receive hand jobs. So I got on a plane the other day, and when I first came to Vietnam, I got on a bus because I wanted to be adventurous. I've been in the city for 6 days. I was in the city for 6 days, and I had stumbled down the tourist street. I went in the back door of a place called the Coochie Tunnels, and I cried because I never had enough money for the tour guides that are working the sidewalks late at night. Those are prostitutes. So I decided to go where I would see no other white people, and me being cheap, I chose the city bus. And it was a complete culture shock for me, because once I realized that, or it was for once in my life that I realized I did have privilege. And midway through the trip, this man, he gets on the bus and he's yelling Vietnamese. And I've been here for 5 years and I still don't know any Vietnamese. But he got to my seat and he's yelling, and I could see a knife. And my life flashed before my eyes. And I could remember playing basketball when I was 5, my first kiss in 7th grade. And then I remember when everybody made fun of me because I still had not lost my virginity. And my mom was there. She was there. She says, Jeremy, please don't go to Vietnam. They don't like Americans there. And I flashed out, and the guy behind me, he says, 1, and he holds up his hand, and the guy reaches into his bag and pulls out some bread and made the guy a sandwich. And then he sold 5 more sandwiches on that bus ride, and then he got off. So I didn't die, but it was close. I recently got on an airplane, and they were like, congratulations, we upgraded you to extra leg room. And this is airport lingo for you now have a job. You know, like my first vacation in 3 years, and I get seated in the emergency exit row. So instantly I can hear my old boss, and he's in my head. He says, wow, Jeremy is a jack of all asses. This is too much responsibility for him. And the flight attendant, she comes over and she says, sir, can you read this? I mean, do I look like I read? I'm on vacation. So she said, she like glances around at the packed flight, and then she just walks away. So like I read the pamphlet and I finish it just after takeoff. But by this time, I got so many questions, and the lady's serving drinks. So she arrives back to my seat, and my first question was, can I have a gin and tonic? Make that 2 gin and tonics. And I look over at the opposite emergency exit guy, and it's an older man. He's a little bit overweight. He's bald. It's basically me in 20 years. And there's no way his fat ass is going to fit through that emergency exit. So I panic. And now I'm unsure how to handle this, because the whole plane is going to have to exit through my side window. And first things first, more drinks. So the instruction manual said nothing about the unloading procedure. Now unloading group A, preferred customers, women and children, out of row 12B, which we really know is row 13, dummy. There's no way I'm waiting to group D when I boarded, because this pamphlet said there's a slide, and I'm fucking going first. But the plane landed safely, and you know, we didn't have to use the emergency exit. And now I've added safety evacuator to my resume. So there's a lot of jobs here in Asia. The first job offered to pay me in a bag of dicks. I mean, a bag of Vietnamese dong. That's the money here. And the dong sounds bigger and more girthier than just a regular dick. So I took the bags of dongs, and yeah, that's it. Did I have more time or no? Okay, just, yeah, great, thank you.
Sorry, you're at 6 minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's too much time.
I should have lighted you before.
I went short. You can have time for my son.
No, I got like a notebook here. I'll just do everything.
I love the 7 deadly sins of dogs.
Yeah, it's a lot
like,
better than the 7 deadly sins of people that I wrote for the
it really
workshop.
is. And also, like, do they have like a Bible? Do they go to church? I don't know. I'm just thinking about these dogs, you know, praying.
I am their God. That's what they are. I am my dog's God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the doctors diagnosed me with ACDC. That was pretty funny. And then your sandwich joke, I noticed you added just a tag that said it was close at the end, which was really funny. I like that a lot.
Say that again?
You said it was close. At the end of your sandwich job, you said like you almost died and everyone got sandwiches and stuff, and then you say it was really close for me, like it was close call, which it wasn't at all. But I don't know. I like that. But yeah, good job. What about you, Keller? What do you think?
That's a true story too.
Well, actually, the ACDC one, I think I heard something similar once before, but the one thing you did is you kind of telegraphed the answer, because you named the songs and you kind of put us thinking about ACDC right away. I don't know if you maybe meant it. I think maybe the joke was a bit backwards. I think I would have tried it a bit different way, but
I don't know. It just happened last night. Like I walked on stage and I lost my paper inside my notebook, and I couldn't find the page where I wanted to be at, and then it just like worked itself in, and so I might have heard that joke from somewhere else, but I used it last night and I thought it was all right, so I used it today, and now you tell me it's somebody else's, so I won't use it again.
No, I don't think it's something else. I think I saw it on a T-shirt. ADD, AC, like ADD and ACDC. I think it's something similar, but it's not.
Okay.
but I don't think it's ever been used as a joke. I believe, like in ADD and in the ACDC logo sort of thing. I've seen that.
Yeah, ADHD. I've seen that.
ADHD.
That before.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff.
Oh, I thought you were going for OCD because you're like.
Yeah, I was OCD. Because like when I finally found my page, I like had everything like set in a certain place. I like moved everything just by the tiniest bits, so that it was like in a different place than it started. And I was like, yeah, I got ADHD or ADC, whatever.
That'd be
So
funny.
it was an OCD joke. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant an ADD joke, but that would be funny, an OCDC joke, because then you could talk about change the song titles to something like it should have stayed there all day long. Yeah, it should have stayed in the same place or whatever it was. But yeah, I know. Anyways, go that route. But yeah, I mean, it was a good job. That story you had was a bit long. I think kind of lost me halfway through, but it had
The airport.
So
yeah. Okay.
The flight one. Yeah.
Thank you. What about you, Caleb? What did you think?
I don't have a lot. I was when you were doing the bus knife guy. You were saying that you're having a flashback of your mom. I just thought it'd be funny if your mom warned you about bus stabbers. And then,
Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful on the city bus.
Yeah, I thought it was.
She's actually a taxi driver, so she recommends I take taxis.
Wow.
She's also killed a politician.
Haven't we all?
What about you, Ari? What did you think?
A lot of, I think, similar notes. I do think that the sandwich guy on the bus was a strong joke. I think I do think the airplane joke did get a little bit muddled, but I still think it's a solid story. Jesus, I just had a different thing and I forgot what it was. Yeah, I think overall for me it feels like you do have like really rich stories. So I think that I think for me, just like a little bit of editing around some of them, just to maybe like trim some of the fat, but still keep like a lot of your personality in them. I think like it's kind of like a suggestion that I would have based on like the material that you did.
Okay.
Thank you. We're gonna move on to our second comic, which is Keller. Keller, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right.
Hey, I've been thinking about this new club I'm going to start. It's where you get a bunch of well-learned, distinguished kind of gentlemen, sophisticates, and you get together and you discuss books. And then when you get in an argument, you fight. It's called Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Book Club is you only discuss Jane Austen books because you always get into a fight afterwards. It's also the second rule. Yeah. The third rule of Fight Book Club is if you don't like it, fight. That's really the two. Just fight. So that was dumb. But speaking of fighting, I've been on this tangent of imagining. I don't know why I thought about one time, but it's been stuck in my head about like two octopuses getting in a fight. You never see them fight. I'd love to see two octopuses fight, right? And like I was thinking, like, okay, like it's like four possibilities of fighting thing. It's like they're like a slap fight where they're just like throwing their finger, the 8 legs at each other, just tickle fights basically. And the other one be like an endless jiu-jitsu match, like they just wriggle around each other, but nobody ever wins because neither of them have joints to break, so they just end up just at even, right? The other one too is it just like two like balloons just smashing heads together, basically like in the wind, just bobbing, or is it like, my favorite one was another guy, we were talking about this and he gave me the greatest idea. It was like, I never thought, but like octopuses can fit into bottles like, you know, weird spots, like they shrink their bodies into it. And it's like, yeah, an octopus would probably go up the orifice of one and then just implode it. That's stuck in my head. You know, the COVID thing has been fun. It's I noticed with the masks, like I have a hard time because I never realized before this that I read lips, but it's also better that I'm wearing a mask because like when I read lips, I also like move my lips when I read lips, I guess. Yeah. So it looks like I'm making fun of people all the time. I don't mean to. It's just a bad habit I have. So yeah. I don't know where I'll go with that. I just I think if dogs were bigger or people were smaller, they'd make better horses than horses would make dogs in the opposite circumstances. And I just want to ride a dog. Dogs look fun to ride, okay? They're running around in circles. You just throw a ball in front of you, and that's how you go. There's no mush. There's no kicking them. There's no, like, get along little doggy shit. Well, I guess you would get doggy, but horses wouldn't do that. I just imagine a tiny little horse jumping on my couch and ruining my upholstery because he's got hooves. That's the thing. Yeah, okay. I don't have a lot of new stuff. Anyways, a pseudonym. You guys know what a pseudonym is, right? Right. It's so people with cleft palates pronounce cinnamon. That's just can't get that one out of my mouth, but yeah, not cold this time, I guess. Sometimes it works. I could go on with some other stuff, but I think everybody's kind of heard it, and that's enough for me. So thanks.
You muted, Victoria.
Thanks,
I
Morgan.
muted. Thank you. I can't believe I did that. Morgan says, octopus are the black strippers of the sea. That's right. I thought that your topics were really fresh. The Fight Book Club is kind of a funny premise. And I read lips. I can really relate to that because I also I have trouble hearing people sometimes. So I associate whatever is happening with the mouth. My problem, and you can use that if you want, is that when I stare at people's lips, they think I want to kiss them, like I'm into them. Which is like, I'm not, but then I can't, if I don't do that, I don't know what you're saying. And also I thought if you speak at the same time, because you speak under you just move your lips, right?
Yeah.
You could just say it looks like you're a wizard, like putting a curse on someone, or it looks very threatening. But yeah, other than that, it was really good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Caleb, what did you think?
Oh man, the image of an octopus going inside of another octopus to make him explode. And I thought that was great. It's kind of reminded me of the Matrix when Neo goes inside them and they just explode. And the riding the dog premise was pretty good. I just was imagining, I don't know if you kind of cut out for a second there. I don't know if you said I guess the problem might be if you saw a squirrel or something and you're just shit.
That would be good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually didn't say that, but that's good. I'll write that down.
But yeah, I think it's just dogs are funny, and that could be a lot of stuff there. So otherwise it was pretty funny. I liked it.
Yeah, thank you.
What about you, Jeremy? What did you think?
I wrote down Fight Book Club. That was good. I wrote down the male octopus still can't find the clitoris. And then you said that you wouldn't want a smaller horse because it would jump up on your couch and ruin the couch or whatever. But your buddy calls you up hey man, you want to come over and drink some beers? No, I got to take the horse to get some new shoes. You haven't bought yourself new shoes in 4 years because you can't afford it. You got to buy 2 pairs of shoes for the fucking horse. And he plays basketball and shit, so he likes the Jordans. And then I got a joke about oral fixation, but you could use oral fixation you fixate on people's mouths. You need to see what they're talking about.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny because I just think about the horses. That's a pet peeve to most people. Like they wear their shoes in the house. I never thought about that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You kind of led me on a thought there. I should start writing down because I think I'll try and swing that somehow. Thank you. That's good.
Right. What about you, Ari? What did you think?
So yeah, I'm definitely also on the fight book club wagon. I think that's a solid joke. My previous relationship was actually with like a librarian, and she would attend a book club pretty regularly, and you would not believe how much of the conversation is just people who just hate the book and so vocal about hating the book. So I feel like Fight Book Club is a great middle ground on that. It's just like, all right, if you're gonna take time to shit on the book, then we're just gonna throw hands. I also there's like a clip that went like a little bit viral, which was of an octopus that actually punched a fish away,
Really?
which I thought was kind of funny.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So I just wonder like what that feels like. If your buddy tried to like, maybe not your buddy, if your enemy tried to punch you like an octopus, just leaves you like slightly wet and damp and feels you feel more uncomfortable than hurt. You feel like a little disgusted.
You also made me think of the octopus hitting another one, and it's like a water bed where just go. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. Becomes more sensual.
It makes me think about when my mom used to be like, "Oh, come here, you got something on your face," and like clean off your face with the spit from her mouth. Like, what are you doing? You're gross. That's what I think getting hit by an octopus would feel like.
Morgan says, Fight Book Club is also white woman talking about sex over salad and white wine. It's literally Sex in the City.
Yes.
Was there a book club in that?
I don't know.
I don't.
That was just gossip. It was like brunch. They didn't call it book club. They didn't
I see.
convince themselves they're going to read a book. They just drank.
They just drank. Yeah. Did everyone go for the feedback?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
the last one.
Or you went, yeah. And then Caleb, I guess is internet timed out or something.
Didn't pay the bill.
Well, if he ever comes back, because he was next. But I guess it's gonna be. Oh wait, there he is. There he is. Hello.
It was very unexpected.
All right. Do you have feedback? Do you want to go next?
I think I did feedback for Keller, right?
Oh yeah,
think
you
so,
did
yeah.
feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. I can go next if that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot here, but we'll see. So I was having a Capri Sun bar, and I noticed on the tag it said "Taste the Sun," and I thought, like, what a weird thing to suggest. Like, I've never looked up at the sun and thought, that looks delicious. Like, it burns my eyes, but want to have some of that. I want it inside of me. You bite into it like, what's wrong? It tastes like the sun. People are looking at you like, oh man, somebody hook that up to the fucking power grid. He's discovered fusion energy. He's spitting fire right now. So in Canada here, we have a shortage of vaccines going on. The Pfizer they're not delivering on their side of the contract, and people are freaking out. It's all of a sudden the vaccine is like the new crack. They're like, where's my vaccine? I need my vaccine, man. You gotta get my fix. Fucking hook me up. And people on the internet are crazy. I'm looking at the comments like, when are the teachers gonna get it? And I saw one guy like, fuck the teachers. What about truck drivers? One guy's like, I need it for my grandma. Maxine. Give it to me. I can give it to her. It's fine. Just hook me up. Come on. And it's kind of funny because like the people that I know on my Facebook that don't want the vaccine, they're like literally on crack or smoking like a lot of weed. And they're like, you can't touch that shit, man. It's bad for you. First they give you one and then they got to give you another. That's when you're fucked. My cat squeaks when she takes a shit. Literally. See, I wrote that on Facebook. Like literally. Anyways, they just thought it was a typo. Everybody enjoyed that. So this is okay. I'm gonna give this a try. My truck's making these crazy noises. It's getting really weird, really loud, and I really wish dubstep was a thing again because it was the perfect music to mask those noises. It just you turn it on and be like, call 911. I'm like, yeah, this is good shit. Eh? You guys remember Skrillex? That's some good stuff. Okay. So I said to the genie, I said, I didn't want to be turned into a giant hole full of jizz. That's not what I meant. And he said, you're welcome. That's it.
Thank you. That was a great pause at the end. I love that. Just to make us feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I love this.
I don't have any negative criticism to give you. I love how you jump out of like your persona or yourself to like do the dubstep song. Like, I don't know. It was good. It really clashed with the rest, and the vaccine stuff was also great. And Taste the Sun was pretty funny. That stuff.
Glad you liked it. I wrote that dubstep thing like in 2012, and then I stopped doing comedy for like 8 years, and I'm like, can I still bring it back? Let's see.
It's a Skrillex song, right?
Yeah, he screams, "Call 911," and I'm like, do people even remember that? I'm glad.
No, like serious. Your truck's on fire right now. You need to call 911.
Yeah.
What about you, Keller? What did you think?
Yeah, I like that cat joke there too. I think it's the Skrillex it's called, whatever. I like the pictures. When it paints a picture in my head, I like when jokes go that way. Taste Like the Sun was good too. I always right away thought about Indiana Jones and face melting sort of thing, right? Sark, I don't know if that works at all, but I tried to write something down for the the stoners thing about they didn't want anti-vaxxers, don't want the COVID vaccine. I just learned today actually that if you get the vaccine, you can still pass COVID to somebody else though. You still
it doesn't stop anything. It just protects you.
Keeps you from dying.
Yeah, but I like the thought of all them dying later. That's the funny thing that made me remind me of it. And the whale come. Maybe you can make something about the blubbery or something. I didn't want a blob of semen or something like this. And
it was welcome.
Yeah, whale cum was it or welcome?
No, like well.
Stuck in the well.
Welcome. Oh, okay, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, he turned into a giant hole full of jizz. It's pretty bad, not gonna lie.
Well, I guess it could go both ways. Whale cum or welcome. It's fucking a lot of cum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Moby's dick.
What about you, Ari? What did you think?
So I had just written like in my head on the Taste of the Sun joke. I just thought like I wrote sun yummy. and then and then underneath that I wrote plants love sun. So I thought that was pretty funny. Like
Very good input there.
It's like you're looking at my background. I got that bright light and the plant there.
Plants and sun.
really I'm full of I have full complete thoughts all the time. There's this other thing where
Insightful.
I've seen online where people have there's been an increase in Grindr. Do you guys know what Grindr is?
Yeah.
Heard of it.
So Grindr is like a gay dating app, and like there's a lot of very thirsty people on there. And apparently, since the vaccines have started rolling out, anyone who's been vaccinated on Grindr loves to put it like in their sort of like profile, so they just become like prime meat because it's like, oh baby, like yeah, I'm down, like I'm vaccinated, like let's get it going.
Let's get back to fucking.
So that it made me think about that, which I think is also just kind of like a funny I guess just bit of like weirdness for current times. The dubstep joke was really funny. I enjoyed that a lot. And I also just like you have like a very like timid and sort of like unsure presence, which is like very like, I'm not saying that in like a bad way. Like I find it like very endearing, and it's just like, it seems like you have an understanding that some of these jokes are definitely just like corny, but like I really love that. Like I love lately that has been like the type of humor that's like really been tickling me, so I thought it was good.
I appreciate that. I haven't done comedy in a long time, so I'm just kind of getting back into the groove, and
Hell yeah.
I'm a little sketchy about it, but
Oh, it's good. It was
having
good.
fun.
Doing really good.
You could probably all those jokes together. I was just saying, like all the goofy ones like that, like all the kind of dad goofy jokes, and lump it in like a short part of a set and kind of direct it a bit. It'd be kind of cool too, right? Rather than have them scattered everywhere. But anyways, yeah, I like them too. Those little ones. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. What about you, Jeremy? What do you think?
To follow up on Ari talking about COVID vaccinated having sex, you could say, I want that in my mouth when you were talking about eating the sun or tasting the sun. I don't know. That's dumb again. And then when you had the guy, like the stoner guy's like, oh man, that stuff's bad for you. Like he coughs after he hits it because, and then I think if you take it and talk about the car sounds first, it seemed kind of like you gave away the joke whenever you were once you, like with the music. So if you switch the two around, so do the music first. You remember the old music we used to listen to, Skrillex? It was great for covering up the sounds that my car makes because it kind of felt like you gave it away. You said car makes noise, and then you said Skrillex, and I was like, oh, okay, I know where he's going. But then you acted it out, which was cool. But maybe I would think switch those two so that it doesn't give somebody the idea of where you're going.
Okay, cool.
All right. We're gonna move on to our next comic, which is Ari. Are you ready?
Yeah. So yeah, I have gone through a lot over the past like few years, I guess. I've had friends that have like moved away, come back. I got out of a really long-term relationship. I guess COVID, that's crazy. And also my aunt died. But it's okay because I have another one. So Yeah, I think one of the most devastating things that's happened recently has been that I haven't been able to go to the buffet. And even before that, millennials were killing buffets, and it's just how could you do that? Like how could you destroy a place that gives you as much food as you want for one set price? Y'all are crazy. I mean, I've got this one buffet I really like to go to. You go in there, you pay a single price, and then it's just pure ecstasy from there. You know, you see something you want. Do you want it? Yes. You take it, and then you do that again many times over. I have this one place that I really love because it's the cheapest place. And once you pay, no one talks to you afterwards. So you can just be there as long as you want, and it's completely fine. You just get to be in solitude eating your buffet food. They even give you styrofoam plates and cups, so no one cleans your table up. You take care of that. I'm beginning to feel like my buffet is in an abusive relationship with me because it makes me do everything. And one day, I ripped my pants on a nail that was sticking out of the chair. And when I told the owner of the business, they asked me, well, why do you sit that way? Give me free food. Yeah, one of the last times I remember walking out of the buffet, I saw a can of Mike's Harder lemonade, and I'd never seen that before. And I just thought, can Mike just hurry up and come already? Like, I'm really curious to see how Mike's soft lemonade tastes.
I want that in my mouth.
A lot of people will ask the question, are you a dog person or are you a cat person? And, you know, I think that we've all just grown up to learn about the binary too much because we are fundamentally excluding all of the lizard people in the world. Have you ever considered how some pet medication is just real low-level poison? Just like most medication. If you take too much of it, it's no longer medication. A lot of people have told me that I look kind of homeless. That's the end of that one. I kind of miss going to shows. The last time I went to a show to see music, there was a bunch of sweet baby angels there. Not in like the candy sweet sense, because they were people, and they all gave fantastic hugs. And I thought about how nice how nice of a feeling it is to hug people that are great. And I was there with a friend, and then it was just me and this other person who I'm acquainted with. And all I could think to say was, I really enjoy hugging people. To which they replied, yeah, I'm a pro at it. And it was a bit quiet from there. And I just think to myself, I would love to be a professional hugger. Anyway, I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Thank you. That was good. It started off really depressing, and then it got funny, and then what is it? The buffet joke. I thought because you said millennials are killing the buffet industry, and I thought you could compare because you were already sort of going down that road, but compare going to a buffet to other experiences millennial prefer, like clubbing or like I don't know, bungee jumping or whatever the fuck. And like you can say like that, like going to the buffet is so thrilling for you and it's wonderful and like, gives your life meaning. And then for the nail thing, I thought you could just add the words in there, victim blaming, just because it makes it like such a serious situation. The medication joke was really good. For the hug joke, I thought that like when your friend replied to what you said, I thought you were gonna say that he said, "Yeah, I'm high too." It's just you guys sounded high. I don't know if you were, but maybe you could add that in the. It's kind of a weird story, to be honest. Your hug story.
Yeah, that happened a while ago. So I'm like,
there's baby angels at the concert. I know.
Yeah, literally, this is like 2 years old because I generally write sets right before I perform because I'm usually the most connected to my jokes at that point. So now I'm like going through a backlog of me having like really quickly written a lot of stuff and just seeing like what is still like holds up like 2 years later, like which is kind of like what Caleb did. So that's I love like it's kind of fun just revisiting like weird stuff that I used to do when we could do comedy normally.
Yeah. What about you, Keller? What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it all. It was pretty good. The buffet, it's kind of funny. Like I like that old premise talking about like they won't kick you out. You can stay there all day long. And you put the thought in my head of like they should really mix that with like internet cafes. At least if you're gonna sit there all day long, you get charged $15 instead of $2 for that one coffee that you stip on for 4 hours. But that was the thought that went through my head. I don't know why. I did like your "Are you a dog person or cat person?" joke and everything else. I know it's maybe a bit overdone, but the thing that went through my head, the answer like it depends what buffet I go to, I guess. But
oh, geez.
Yeah. Like the professional hugger. Actually, I do like what Victoria talked about being I'm stoned too. Maybe you can add a third person just eavesdropping in there. Because I like hugging too. Or I'm stoned too. Like add another person. Because I did like how the awkwardness of just standing there and like I'm at it.
Yeah, it should be the third person who says I like hugging too. Like he's not even involved in the hug, but he's stoned and he's like he's just in the background and he's like I like hugging too. Or you're like I like hugging, and your friend's like I'm high too, and you guys are hugging together, and then the guy in the back's like I like hugging too.
That was pretty good. Good job.
Thank you.
What about you, Caleb? What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Lots of funny stuff there. The one little adder I thought would be kind of funny is because I used to go to buffets all the time, and I would always have like a little bit of everything. It's like the only place you can go and have like a 16-course meal, But that's all I got. Funny to me. I don't know. That's a lot of courses.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What about you, Jeremy?
So in the beginning, you said you just got out of a really long-term relationship, and all these bad things were happening. And you said COVID, but I was expecting I moved back into my parents' house. So that might work instead of COVID because COVID will go away at some time. So, I moved back into my parents' house, and that's something bad that happened to you this year. And then you're talking about the buffets. Like, do you want one of these? Yes, I'll take 5 of those. Do you want that covered in chocolate? Yes, I do. Thank you for the bacon covered chocolate. And then you were talking about the buffet and like how long you could stay there, stay there all day. I wrote down 3 days later, I was finally full. Like I had eaten enough food and I could leave the buffet, which ties into having to move back to your mom's house because you said you were homeless. So like there was like a whole theme there of being homeless. You could live, you were homeless, you lived at the buffet for 3 days, and then you had to move back into your parents' house. So it's like a reverse story. You were in a relationship, and then you were homeless or living at the buffet, and then you moved back home with your parents. It's in reverse, kind of. I was thinking.
Yeah. So the whole homeless thing, I think I've only got one. I'm not homeless. It's just that people.
Obviously, is that a background?
Yeah, this is a green screen.
Green screen on the carpet.
It's a homeless guy with a green screen.
Yeah, homeless guy with a green screen that's just set up on a sidewalk, sitting on a vent to stay warm and shit.
Yeah.
I used to have like a bushier beard, like that was very unkempt, and just a series of people that would tell me I look homeless, and they don't actually know what homeless looks like because I look like a homeless person on TV.
You should definitely say that.
Yeah, that's the joke. I just completely like I said, some of this is written in a way where I think like I was working with an audience that was like familiar with me talking about repeatedly being told that I look homeless, which is just like it's just a weird comment to be told about your appearance like regularly.
Hey, did I mention you look homeless, dude?
I really like the concept of living in the buffet though. That's yeah.
I just remember going to the buffet, like they had a breakfast version in the morning, and I can remember they had like a whole tray of bacon, and I just like almost took half of it. It's like, this is mine. But you could talk about the people that you've seen in the buffet because we know there's some horrible people. I mean, you go there, right? So
there's
all types. The type of people.
When you go to the cheapest buffet, it's real salt of the earth people there. You know what I mean?
Salty
people.
You have everyone from like your working class, and then you have the people that are getting the real Chinese food that's on the menu, and they're just judging every other person that's eating the buffet food.
I used to go, there would always be like these old people, like just like the retired home nearby would just send their whole crew. And I remember there's this one like really old lady just like for 20 minutes was going, "Where's my lunch? Where's my lunch?" It's become like a thing like lately whenever we're going for lunch. Where's my lunch? I mean, that works.
I'm just going to start saying that. At every restaurant.
Yeah, wherever you go, just say that. Yeah,
just a random people.
This is a Wendy's.
It's gonna be a half hour before the kitchen closes at like 11:30, and I'm gonna be like, "Where's my lunch?"
All right. We're gonna move on to the last comic, which is me. Yeah. And I don't think I have a lot of new stuff, so it's going to be pretty short. I recently moved and I was asked to get insurance, and I don't understand why, because if you would steal my stuff, you would not be able to sell it back at the pawn shop. And I know that because I tried to sell my stuff at the pawn shop. So I don't know why I need insurance. The thing that is worth the most that I own is probably my groceries. I think in total, if I did a garage sale and I sold every single last thing that I own, I would probably make like $200, and then I would probably lose $25 because of the ingredients for the lemonade stand. you know, and no one would buy lemonade from me because I'm a creepy adult who smells like soup and drinks from the pitcher. What do I have here? I'm gonna do my gun joke. So I got a gun permit. I have a gun permit, but I don't have a driver's license. And it's just the driver's license is so complicated to get with the test, and like the insurance is so expensive. It's like $1,000 for classes. I'd rather just take the bus and own a gun. It's a lot cheaper. Also, I don't know if you know this, but bus drivers really love guns. They love guns. Whenever I show them my gun, they let me in for free. The other day, I got a free bus. I even took my gun to the club once, and I went to see this cute guy at the bar, and I showed him my gun, and I was like, "Aren't you gonna buy me a drink?" And he bought me a drink. It worked. He was staring at my gun the whole time too. And then when I left, he just went to see his friends, and he was like, "She's got a gun. She's got a gun." He was so excited. People really went bananas for my gun. You know who doesn't like guns though? Cops. Which they're just jealous, I guess, because they have a gun, right? They don't want anyone else to have a gun. How am I supposed to defend myself from the cops without it? Anyways, I'm not gonna get into this. Now I go to mandatory therapy. I don't go to mandatory therapy. I have Zoom therapy because we're in a lockdown right now in the city. And Zoom therapy is great. It's better than live action therapy or whatever you call it, because whenever my therapist is giving me feedback, I could just go off screen and like sneak some beers or something, and she doesn't even know. And then I really open up about my childhood, and we have a great time. And another thing that's better on Zoom is AA meetings. And those mandatory AA meetings I've been going to are amazing. Those party stories they tell, they're much more relatable when you're drunk, in my opinion. It's like you're living the story right now, you know? Anyways, that's it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Stepping up the gun talk.
Stepping up the gun talk.
Well, I like your lemonade stand stuff. I think that you had one joke there. You smells like soup, or what do you think? I think it just kind of hit it more disgusting. Like it smells like cigarettes and hangovers or something like that. You know?
Oh, yeah, I could smell like cigarettes.
Yeah, it's something a little more kind of potent, because you're talking about soup, and then I think of soup like drinking it, and lemonade drinking it. Kind of a weird like combination. So yeah, but I did like that. I also like the cops have gun envy. Basically, what you're saying, which is, you know, yeah, it's a funny premise. I think you can get creative with that one a bit more over the time. So, but yeah, those are good. Good job.
Thank you. What about you, Caleb? What do you think?
Yeah, just building on the gun envy, you could always say something like, you know, it doesn't matter if your guys aren't as big as mine. It's how you use it. Don't be so upset, or something like that. And the part with the buying a drink in a bar and the guy was like always staring at your gun, I thought you could say, "Hey, my eyes are up here, buddy." You know.
That's really good.
But yeah, everything else was really funny. I liked it.
Thank you. What about you?
That my eyes are up there. You can actually pretend to have a gun the whole time. Like, hey, my eyes are up here, buddy.
My eyes are up here.
Like in your hand, you got the gun. Like, it's up here.
What do you think, Ari?
So I feel like you since the last time I heard you had you added more stuff onto the gun joke. I feel like a fun retool on the cop part of it is like, I think cops are really excited to also have guns. Whenever I show them mine, they show me theirs.
Yeah.
But I mean, aside from that, yeah, I think it's really solid. Good
That's
good
good.
work.
Thank you. What about you, Jeremy?
I like the way that I've witnessed the gun joke grow. So good job on that. And I'm the opposite of Keller because I've heard you say the soup reference on something else before, and I picked up on that, and I thought that was funny. But if you don't say those two jokes together, then somebody doesn't maybe get the callback to it. But if you just do it single, then yeah, maybe cigarettes would be a better thing. And then you said something about the people coming into your house and like stealing nothing but the groceries.
Yeah.
Like you're filing a police report, and he's like, "So you have nothing? That they stole nothing? No, you check your movies, your DVDs, nothing, just your groceries." Yeah, that's
They
pretty
stole
weird.
all my avocados. God damn it.
Oh, you got that classy groceries. I'd steal that shit too.
I'm vegan. Okay, this is all right. Thank you so much. We've come to the everybody went, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so we've come to the end of the workshop. This is the part where you promote anything that you have coming up or any social media. Keller, why don't you start us off?
I got nothing.
What? Okay. Well, Caleb, do you?
I put my Instagram and my Twitter name, but I don't use either. So one day it'll be active. Go ahead. And
One day
follow me.
it'll pay to
It'll
follow
come
you.
up. Like, if you follow my Reddit one, it's the same name. I'm on there all the time. Lots of puns.
You just give your Reddit name like that?
I don't know. I'm not even sure how to follow someone on Reddit. I don't know if it's a thing.
No, it's not. Reddit is like it's
You can
like
follow people.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to cover that.
yeah, but
up.
the appeal is that it's anonymous. Like you follow people you don't, because.
Trying to cover my name up. It's not working.
What about you, Ari?
I've got an Instagram, which is I'm sorry Ari. I'm sorry _ Ari. I really don't post that much there. There's like a photo of my face when I was wine drunk, and there's like 2 photos on there, and then sometimes I post stories. If you follow me, I did make a story, or I made a bunch of memes of this one porny grandpa that I found a bunch of pictures of on Twitter. So I might throw those up sometime soon if you're interested in that. That's about it. I'll do more in the future. Who knows? You'll see.
All right, thank you. What about you, Jeremy?
No. I mean, it's
So you can follow him on
there's
Twitter.
my Twitter link. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the thing. They can see that. And I just really been posting a lot of stuff on there, looking for things in the city around me. So maybe it's not good for you guys, but maybe you can help me look for seeds. You can send me seeds. I'm trying to start a garden. I want to grow some baked beans, but they don't sell them here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
it's just me looking for baked beans. No, the seeds more preferably. That would be easier, so I can grow my own baked bean.
You plant the
You plant the can. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how
I
it
didn't
works.
know that. I got a can downstairs. Okay.
There you go.
I should say that my all my social media is Keller J Reeves. I don't really do a lot there, but I should have said that. But yeah, anyway.
That's okay. As for me, you can follow me at Victoria for Days on Instagram. Otherwise, I have a movie trivia night called Victoria and Claudio's Movie Trivia Night every Thursday. This Thursday, we're going to have Daniel Grinnell on. And we're just going to do movie trivia about Guy Ritchie films, which is like Snatch and all that stuff. And on Sundays, I have a podcast called The Dirty Four, which is me and 3 very dirty, very crass and immature comedians. And we talk for 2 hours with a guest. It's the worst thing ever. So if you like that sort of stuff, you can find us on Facebook. Otherwise, don't bother. And yeah, that's it for me. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Sure.
I always have fun.
That was such like a soft like, yeah, that's okay.
Mhm.
I love meeting new people. Also, there's so many Canadians that are in this group, so I love you guys. I don't know what it is. You're all so special. And then there's Jeremy. No,
That
Jeremy, I
took
hate you. I hope I see you.
nosedive.
Well, you're not in
Yeah.
Canada.
I'm close. I'm like a couple hours away from the border.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Montreal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like someone that wants to come up. All right, I'm gonna say good night to everyone. We're gonna end this
Bye.
podcast.